Konnichiwa, my dudes, and welcome back to Forza Horizon 6, where today we're going to be building one of the rarest JDM cars in the game. This is my 1999 Toyota Altezza, and this car was only available in the festival playlist for a week. I was fortunate enough to pick this thing up, but I haven't had the time to do a build on it, so we are going to be doing a full drift build on this car today. Now, here's the thing. I've been laying down some fat PBs around the map in my number 64 Nissan Z, which is a Formula drift car. It's one of the best drift cars, if not the best drift car in the game, especially for rear-wheel drive, and my goal for today is to make this little Altezza the best car in my garage, even better than my Z. Now, that's going to be a tall order because this is a street car and the Z is a Formula drift car, so we have our work cut out for us. Now, I do have a couple specs in mind from the Z. That car's about 1,500 horsepower, so I want to make sure that we're at least around 1,000. It's on 295s for tires, and the weight is somewhere around 20. Actually, you know what? Let's double check the weight while we're here. The weight is 3,100 pounds, so it's actually not the lightest car in the shop, but it is running 1,500 horsepower on 295. So for our Altezza here, we're going to be looking to make about the same specs. So we're going to head into upgrades and tuning first, and we are going to start our build. So first things first, I think we're going to want to look at the swaps. As much as I'd love to keep the stock engine in this car, I don't think we're going to be making 1,000 horsepower out of it. It's stock at 208. So we are definitely going to want to upgrade that. So let's do that first. See what we got for swaps here. We got a 2.5 liter inline six turbo. We got a 3 liter inline six twin turbo, which I believe would be our 2JZ. Then we got our 6.2 V8, our 4.8 V10, and our 4 liter V8 twin turbo. Looking at the power numbers on all these, that V8 is going to get us 700 horsepower, our 2J only 320. I'm not opposed to going really crazy on this build because this is a full out drift build. I'm talking whatever swaps, whatever tires, whatever weird janky alignment setup we need to make. That's totally fine for a car like this. I'd love to have the 2J in it. We do have the 2.5 liter inline six. I believe this would be our 1J. Also, it'd be a pretty cool swap. I just don't know that we're going to be able to get 1,000 out of either of these legendary motors. So I'm wondering if maybe the 4.0 V8 is the right call. It's not going to add a ton of weight. It's definitely going to add a ton of power. Even with this engine in, our car's only 3,200 pounds, so we'll be able to weight reduce that back out. I know it's not the most purist thing to do to V8 swap an Altezza, but we're going for performance here, so I think we're going to try the V8 twin turbo. Now, we're not going to need a drivetrain swap. This car, guys, is already rear-wheel drive, so that's totally fine. For tires, we are going to want to go up to a 295 if we have it. I want to match the Z, and okay, so we are locked into a 245. That is 50 millimeters less than the Z has on its tires. That is not good. Maybe we can get a little more out. Okay, the rears, we got 275s. Here's the thing. I like a square setup at least. If I like any more meat, front or rear, I'd rather have it in the front. So we're probably going to end up having to run 245s, which means we can get away with a little less power. However, the trade-off for that is it's going to be a little bit harder to tune this car to stay at angle unless we're able to weight reduce it a little bit, but we'll throw the snows on it as well here. Track width as well. We're going to take care of performance before we take care of visuals for once in my life here. This is a performance-oriented build. Now, obviously, the temptation with a rare car like this is to make it look super sweet and drive it around the map and show it off, but I just want this car to be rare and one of the top performers. So we got the drift springs on here. We're definitely going to do the anti-roll bars so we can tune those. We're going to leave the chassis reinforcement out for now, but I do want to take a look at the weight. Now, here's what I'm thinking. Maybe if we can weight reduce it, so that's going to take 500 pounds out of it. Maybe with full weight reduction, we can work in a little bit of chassis reinforcement. Let's see how much weight we add back in. This is 33 pounds, 72 pounds, and then the full cage is 131 pounds. I'm thinking let's try just the street chassis reinforcement for now, and we'll see how the car feels. This might actually help us stay at angle a little bit better, and we don't have to worry about weight because we're under 3,000 pounds, so that's totally fine. Drivetrain stuff, we are definitely going to max out everything here. Go with the 6-speed. Where's our 6-speed here? Race transmission. There it is. Driveline as well. Max that out. And then our diff. Let's find the drift diff, and there it is. Okay, cool. So now we go into power, and the thing I want to keep in mind here is we do not have 295 tires on this car. I'm also looking at the power curve here, and there's a few things that are a little bit concerned. There's actually a massive power drop off here, or at least in torque. The power itself actually isn't bad. After like the 3,000-4,000 range, there's no lag at all, so that should be fine. It's just there's a lot of lag on the beginning of the torque. Again, it's around like 1K. We're up above that anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. But power build's nice and stable. I think we can get away with this. Let's see if we just upgrade the boost where we're going to be at. Okay, so we can definitely get 1,000 horsepower out of this car. There's no question there. Let's throw the anti-lag at it just to get a little bit more of that lag out. Let's throw cams at it so we have a little bit more RPMs to play with. Definitely going to want to keep the RPMs over that like 1,000, 2,000 range because that is a Pretty brutal spike there, but that's okay. We'll do intake, of course, exhaust as well. The car's kind of mangled, so we'll do displacement 2 here, and then we'll do pistons and compression. Let's see where we're at. Just over 1,000 horsepower here. That might be the right now. I'm thinking like 1,500 on 295s, 1,000 on 245s. To be honest, it's probably way too much power, but that's okay. Maybe a little more power with lower tire pressure. We're going to explore some new setups here today. This is my first attempt at really making a street car as good as a Formula Drift car. So there's going to be some experimenting. There's going to be some changes. That's totally expected. Let's check out the aero and appearance next year. Wow, there's actually a lot of options for this car. This is pretty sick. I really like that TRD stuff. A little OEM plus action. Ooh, the C West though. The C West is really nice, and I don't mind going with a crazy body kit on this because, like I said, this is a full out build. I actually really like the C West. Fits the vibe here. Now, if I was doing like a cool little street car, if I had another one of these, I'd probably go with the OEM options, but I think we can get away with something a little bit more crazy. I don't think we're going to want to try and get away with the Forza wing. I actually really like the Kaminari here because not only does it add that nice little spoiler, it gives us that little roof spoiler up there as well. So I think we're going to go with that one. Rear bumper, we're probably going to want to do the full C West kit so everything matches, but maybe we'll find something we like a little better. TRD is actually not bad at all. Kaminari a little bit more aggressive than I'd like. It's between TRD and C West for me. To be honest, I think TRD just looks a little bit cleaner. Let's run that. Side skirts, probably gonna be one of the same as well. So TRD's got a little bit more of an indent. C West has this vent thing in the back. Goes nicely though. Kaminari, I'm looking for something maybe a little bit cleaner if possible. Kaminari doesn't look bad with that front bumper. And then Stillen, I don't really love any of the side skirts. For me, yeah, I think we go C West on this one. It's just going to match the bumper the best. So we'll go with C West. And then for hood, yeah, let's throw the C West at it, right? It's a V8 swap. It's a crazy car. That's totally fine. Last but not least, we're going to do the wheels here. We're going to pick a nice set. I want to go with something a little bit more sporty, right? This is supposed to be like an FD competitor type car. So I don't want to go with like my typical work wheel setup, as nice as it would look. And for now, I'm liking these Z1s. Let's run these guys. Check out our wheel size while we're here as well. Honestly, I think the 17s are going to be our best bet for a build this style. Just a little bit more sidewall. And I think that's everything. We got our width all set. And that is going to do it for our base build. Let's get this thing painted and see how it runs. Okay, so here's the thing with paint on this car. If we can get this thing the seal of approval, the better than the Z seal of approval, we are going to do a full livery on this car. But for now, we want to just paint it nice and simple. I think we'll go with plain white here. Wow, this car actually looks great in this color. And then for the wheels, I think we're going to want to do a full color here. One nice gunmetal. Let's change the color. Not the color, the material. Where's the material? Finish is gloss. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're going to want to go like metallic. That might be too shiny. Semi-gloss? Yeah, let's go semi-gloss, like gunmetal gray, something like that. And then our calipers, honestly, the red doesn't look bad, but I think we're going to want to keep this nice and clean for now. We could do a color like this to kind of match the Z. I think I have something like this on the Z. Actually, don't hate the red, but let's just run white for now, nice and clean. I think we can tint the windows as well while we're here. Or actually, you know what? If it's a comp car, let's not do that. Let's keep these nice and clear. There we go. And I think that's everything for now. Like I said, if this car earns it, we're going to do a full livery on this thing. But for now, the white with the gunmetal wheels goes pretty hard. All right, so you guys know we got to bring this thing down to the docks to start here. I'm somehow already in a drift zone. That's fine. And we are going to give this thing some testing and some tuning. Obviously, the gearing is going to be super long off rip here. We made 1,000 horsepower. This is honestly, the chassis feels pretty good stock, but we're gonna lock in some tuning values here. This is completely straight out of the upgrade shop, and honestly, it holds a lot of angle for a street car. A lot of angle for a street car. Oh, we might be onto something here, boys. Okay, all right. So first things first, let's get over here into our tune. Let's bring down the rear tire pressure just a little bit. Gearing, we want this way out. Like it is super short right now. We could probably bring this like all the way out if we wanted. Let's just start mangling the gears, because right now every gear just redlining way too fast. No RPMs to play with. And sixth gear like here. This is the one thing I really haven't locked in my Z is my gearing. I would call it unfinished. Otherwise, I would have a tune code out for you guys for that car. For toe out, we're going to go 1.5 in the front. We're actually going to go with a little toe in the rear just to try and get it to sit at angle. So far, so good with that, though. We don't need anything too crazy. Anti-rolls, honestly, feel pretty good right now. Springs, you can maybe bring the front up just a little bit in stiffness. The ride height is actually a little bit higher in the front than the rear already. I don't think we need to change that. It actually looked like the rear was a little bit higher in the upgrade shop, so that's okay. Rebound stiffness, let's soften the rears just a little bit here for rebound and bump. bump. Arrow, we're gonna leave, and we are gonna do our rear brake bias. This is something not everybody agrees on this. A lot of guys do prefer front brake bias in their drift cars. Totally fair. Stylix actually prefers front brake bias. It is nice for rotation, right? So if you have your brake bias set to the front, when you step on the brakes, the car's gonna rock forward, which allows your rear tires to rotate more because they're coming up off the road, right? I personally prefer the car to be more stable when I'm using my left foot braking. That comes from my days doing tandems all the time. I like to be able to use my braking and actually take a little bit of angle out of the car if I have to and use my wheel to get the angle back. That's really preference. I say try it both ways, depending on what you like. That's totally fine. I just prefer a rear brake bias. And the reason why I have my force so low is because you want to be able to really lay into that brake pedal without stopping your rear wheels like it would with a handbrake. So that is my brake settings there. Differential, we are definitely gonna lock this boy up to start, and that is gonna be our base tune. All right, here we are at zone number 1 with just a base tune. No crazy adjustments. Honestly, the gearing's feeling pretty good as is. Third and fourth, we really just eyeballed it. This is gonna be crazy. Now, we are gonna have to milk and cheese these drift zones. You can notice I'm going super wide here, and that is because if we wanna hang top 3% in the world, we gotta run some cheese lines. So we're gonna have to kind of go around. I don't think it's gonna be even doable on first run because we're gonna wanna break down some of these fences and barriers and things to run through. This is really the top score drift zone meta. Just something that you kind of have to do and live with. I do wish already that we could get just a little bit more tire on this car, especially in the rain. But honestly, this isn't a bad first run. My high score on this zone is 158,000 credits, or points, or whatever they are. And we honestly might even hit a 150 to start here in the rain at night on our first tune. Not bad, not bad. Woo, 149. We were close, Okay, I'm noticing a lack of grip compared to the Z, for sure. We're on the max tire unless we go to a bigger size in the rear, which I don't love the idea of. But what I am going to do for now is I'm going to lower my tire pressure just a little bit. Actually, you know what? Let's do it a lot. Let's just full send this build. Let's do 1721. Let's try that. All right, so already in our first attempt here, we are within 10K of our PB. This car is pretty good so far. Let's big swing it out nice and wide all the way out towards this tractor here. There we go. The lower tire pressure, try saying that 10 times fast, is definitely helping so far. We're going to ride this out nice and wide all the way through here. Now the springs, damping, all feeling really good over the bumps. We actually want it to be able to do this because there's a few zones where that is going to be really important to get max points out of. I know we're cheesing the zones. These aren't necessarily the cleanest lines. We're trying to get the most points. Okay, and a little bit of over rotation there. Okay. So let's think about what happened there. We hit a bump. The tires came up. Tires went around. All right, so let's take a look at some of the things we can do. Our tire pressure is already pretty low. I don't think we need any less. Gearing feels pretty good. It feels pretty good. Third's maybe a little short. Let's leave that for now. Alignment. I can create a little bit more rear grip at angle by adding a little bit more negative camber. I'm gonna try that. If you think about it, right? Camber means your tire is angled this way while you're going through the corner, which means that if you're at angle and your suspension's starting to compress, right? Your tire is actually gonna be more at angle versus if you're straight at 0 and your suspension starts to compress, you actually have less tire. It's about getting it to feel right. It's not necessarily that like rear camber is gonna add more grip. It's a little bit more nuanced than that. It's about contact patch for the tire, but we're gonna try an extra ½ degree back there. I think also we can try and soften our roll bars in the rear. I think we leave our springs for now, and the reason I say that is because it's handling the bumps pretty well. So if we can do this with alignment and roll bars, that's gonna feel like a better decision for me. Maybe we can pull a little acceleration lock out of it as well. Let's try this. Now keep in mind, guys, too, we are running the PB of the Z. Like these 153, 155, these point ranges, that's where the Z was pretty consistently. We're trying to beat the absolute best runs we've had in that car. It's not like I'm getting 158 every run in the Z either, but I want to beat those PBs. I want this car to get its seal of approval. I love this car. It's one of my favorite cars IRL. I think it's so cool, and I really want to give this one the crown. The crown, it's an Altezza, get it? Anyway, okay, here we go. Big angle through here. Oh, a little too much angle through there. I got cocky. Oh, no. Okay, that's the thing with the Z. The Z, you can just toss it there and it's gonna catch. Street cars, not so much. You gotta be a little more careful. I wish we had more tire. I'm wondering how this car would feel if we just put it on drift tires. I want more width. We don't have more width. Maybe we try a little more grip. see how it does. We can always put the snows back on. Okay, so into upgrades we go. Let's go to the tires. Let's upgrade these to drift tires. I don't even know where they are because I never use them. Okay, here we go. So as you guys can see, the drift tires are going to add a little bit more grip compared to the snows. Typically, I prefer the snows just for the way they handle. They're a little bit smoother in my opinion. And usually my cars move fast enough to get pretty monster scores. Even the 150 we're running right now is pretty good. But if this thing's going to beat the Z, I do feel like it needs a little bit more grip. And our tire pressure and our suspension were already pretty soft. So let's try these drift tires and see if we can beat it. Oh man, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It makes those gears feel a little bit, whoa. Okay, so it holds angle. It just whips itself around. We're definitely going to need some different tire pressures than what we got going here. We're going to have to feel this out a little bit differently. That's okay though. That's okay. It does hold that angle better. That's the one thing I'm really looking for out of this car. The rears feel pretty gripped up right now. We might need to actually add a little bit of rear tire pressure, but this feels a lot closer to what the Z feels like on snows, so that's good. That's good. We do have to break down some of these fences again because we went away and came back to the zone. We just hit some boxes there as well, and 150 off rip. Okay, let's juice up front and rear with tire pressure. Like a lot here. Let's try it like this. Now here's the thing. I know we're running the same line over and over again, but that is intentional, guys. I'm taking in data. I'm trying to eliminate the variable of driving different zones or whatever, and really just locking in with the same set of data points to make this car as good as it can be, and more tire pressure feels much better. Oh, wow. 26K coming off that transition is pretty good. Pretty good. It still feels drift tire-y compared to the snows, but that's okay. I think that might be what this car needs in order to hold angle. So when you think about the way the points are banked too, speed and angle really being your two biggest factors here for whether or not you get max points. Like right there, probably could have had a little bit more angle on that transition. You want to be able to have a ton of angle as you carry speed through all these sections, so having a little bit more grip on your tires does help a ton. Let's get out towards the wall here. Throw some good angle off it. 140. 150 again, dude. These drift tires, they're locked into 150. Okay. Let's try, you know what? We're going to go with my old base tune setup. We're going to try 3 degrees toe out in the front, see if that helps our front end catch when it's about to oversteer a little bit better. It used to help a ton. It was like a steering angle hack, having a whole bunch of toe out. Maybe it'll help this time. Let's give it a shot. All right, let's start it with a little bit more run up here. We're going to use 3rd gear. We're going to get out this way, and we are going to swing it 4th gear. Yeah, there we go. That was a much better entry. Not great, but definitely much better. A lot of angle on transition. Not bad, not bad. Let's run this thing as wide as we can here. 70K, not bad on transition, not bad. Let's get it locked in. Yeah, that toe out in the front helped a ton. Some cars it does, some cars it doesn't on this game. In 5, I just did it all the time. But 3 degrees seems to be the happy place for the toe out in the front of this car. Let's get a little bit more rotation as we hit the wall. Oh, I oversteered again. It just doesn't hold the angle of an FD car, man. All right, maybe we're cooking up the docks a little too much, right? We're within 5K on the docks. We're going to return there. Let's run a couple other zones, ones that we know well, and see if we can make some adjustments on those zones. Like maybe this one up here. Okay, let's do this one. What's our PB? 192. That's a monster score on this zone, not gonna lie. Let's run it up here and see if we can make some adjustments up here that might help us back down at the docks, because there's no sense in just doing the same thing over and over again. Let's change up the environment a little bit and see if we can think of anything out here. So here's the thing with the drift tires, right? We're getting good, but we're really not beating our other, like we had 153 on snow tires pretty early on. I don't know that the drift tires are going to be our move, because on these higher speed sections, I think we're really going to start feeling the limitations of the drift tires. It's just too much grip for the cars in this game, in my personal opinion, in a situation where you're trying to throw as much angle and connect as much as you can. Like through here on a snow tire, I'm able to really just keep the car in rotation. On a drift tire, I feel like they just want to grip up just a little bit too much. And so that's why you guys see a lot of the time I do end up going with the snows. If you can run it out wider, but like right here, I'm gripped up. I mean, I guess I'm hitting red line, but I feel like the snows, you stay in rotation a lot easier. I think we go back to the snow tires. All right, back to River Run we go. This time we're on the snows. And it's already feeling a lot more comfortable for me here. Should have reset our tire pressure into the 30s. That's something to keep in mind. Whoa, it feels so much different. It feels so much different on the snows. This is crazy. But yes, there we go. That's what I'm used to. That's the nice float. We need to whip this thing. We need to absolutely whip this thing. Nice and wide through here so we can connect all this. Keep it in drift, keep it in drift. Oh, it was close, it was close. I think my exit needs to be a little bit sharper so I can set up better to connect all that. That's okay, that's okay. Keep it out in angle. Yeah, the snows are definitely where I'm gonna wanna keep this car. A lot of angle here. And 160 on exit here is pretty good. And we are easily in the mid 180s. This car's right there with the Z. It's right there. If I don't clear 185 on this run, I'm gonna try the 275s on the rear of this car. We're gonna try the 275s if I don't clear 185 points. Come on, come on. 5th gear off rip. Here we go. Zone cheese out wide. Nice. The fence is gonna slow us down. So greasy. Gotta do what you gotta do. Sorry, Mom. Come on. Out nice and wide through here. Yep. There it is. All the way. Linked beautifully. Beautifully done. And we're gonna go wide towards the wall here. Try and build a little bit more angle if possible. I might even need 6th gear with all that speed. Nice angle here, though. 160. 184. It was a 1K point off. All right, let's try the 275s. That was a pretty solid run, man. I don't know how much more I can really do as far as driver error or whatever to maximize points. Starting to feel a little bit like we're out of options. Let's try the 275s. I don't know. I don't think this is gonna feel weird. Maybe we could pull out the rear track width a little bit just to kind of compensate. It's weird, but let's try it. You never know. Sometimes you just try weird things and it works. Let's try this. All right, 275s on the rear of this thing. You know, we're going with a non-square setup with the extra meat in the rear. Is going to be, you know, one of the setups of all time. You never know what can work, though, if you don't try. So we're going to try it, and here we go. We're going to keep the car in nice and tight here. Extend through here. No zone cheese this time. A little worried about those guardrails. It's all right. We're just feeling out the tires. They actually feel pretty good. Wow. They feel really good. That might have been a good move. We also have tire pressure that we can play with if they feel a little wonky. But right now they're feeling really good. Really good. Come on. Big angle through here. A lot of handbrake. Too much handbrake. And 160 on exit there. Very similar points. 184. All right, let's make some adjustments. 275s don't actually feel bad in the rear. They feel better. I don't think we need all this toe in with this amount of tire, though. So let's go back to 0.5 on the toe. Camber all feels good. Roll bars. Maybe actually lock the diff again, too, with all this tire back there. Let's try this. And let me tell you guys, this is the type of thing that makes you fall in love with a car, bro. Just not giving up on it, building it all the way through, having faith that you can get it, and just working on it until it's right. All right, here we go. 5th gear. Once again, nice and wide. We're going to keep an eye specifically on that big link and see what this car needs to really get through it. Let's keep out nice and wide here again. Nice that these fences are gone. All right. Oh, there's someone else drifting there. That was pretty sick. I think that was a Stang. So I think we want to keep it out wider here to throw more angle. And then right here, we can just toss it in. It just feels still a little sticky. 189! Oh, we're within 3K, guys. All right, we have done a 189 on this zone. We have done a 155 on the docks. This car is so close. I know we can do it. I know we can do it. A lot of angle, a lot of speed through here. 2 wheels in the dirt. That's what we need. That is what we need. 3rd, 4th. We need at least 4th coming through here, maybe even 5th. There we go. Build speed, nice and wide. Angle early, angle early. Whew, I needed to feed the wheel right somehow there. That means we're flying. Oh boy, 170 on exit there. 190! We're 2K off! We're 2K off, boys! Oh boy. All right, the fact that we hit a 190, it tells me we can do it. We can do it. I don't know how many attempts it's been since then, but I know this car has it in it. I know it does. We're gonna get out right. Let's try a 5th gear, left-hand entry, immediate angle. Keep it wide. Probably not as wide as I would have liked to have been. That's okay. Get through here. Moderate the throttle to create some grip. Get out into the dirt. Well done. Well done. Big throw. Big throw. 3rd. Keep it off the wall. 4th. Oh, that was good. That was nice. That was real nice. 5th is going to build all the way through here. Keep it out wide. A lot of angle. We can use the dirt if we have to. We're going to use the dirt because we have to. Into 4th. Oh, a little too much rotation. That would have been it. That would have been it. Oh. 192! Oh, no!
And then the struggle continued.
No. God.
To overcome skill issue through sheer brute force.
I can't believe I had the 192 in this thing. I can't believe I had it. And I just struck.
He tried again.
188, dude. Oh my god.
And again.
188. Again. Oh, dude.
And then, finally.
Maybe it just needs a little more power. That's really all I can think of at this point. Let's get out wide this way. Big throw, 4th gear, right on entry. There it is. There it is. That's about as good an entry as we're gonna get. And 5th gear, build it out nice and wide, not too wide, perfect. 90s here is good. 4th gear to 5th gear in the dirt, create some wheel spin, back to the pavement in 5th gear, out towards the wall. That's a lot of angle there. That's a lot of angle there. Let's use the dirt here, nice and wide. A lot of throttle. 5th gear to carry. 5th gear to carry. Come on. Come on. 194! Let's fucking go! We know we can do it. Back to the docks we go. We're beating the docks, and then we're gonna beat the spiral. The Altezza has entered the building, dude. Let's go. That's huge. Need a lot of angle there. This is a bit of a weird, awkward entry. Wall tap the tire. Oh boy. Try and get up to 26, 27 before we change directions. It worked. It was greasy, but it worked. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's the 50 on our early transition. Build speed 4th to 5th. Now. There we go. There we go. Mid 70s, even 80 on transition is crazy. 90s before this corner, easy. Outside wide, outside real wide. There's 110, 111, 112 on transition. Oh, we're milking this thing now. We're milking this thing now. 126, 127. Let's get out wide early here. Early, big angle, 140, the wall again. The wall again, come on. Still. 158.8. Let's go! New PB, dude! Yes! That's 2 zones down. 2 zones down. All right, and then last but not least, we're going to the spiral. Let's go. All right, 189 is going to be our score to beat here on the spiral. We want to be in the 190s. It's going to be hard because honestly, this is kind of my worst zone. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's about as bad as I get. It's pretty rough. I'm not super good with the long, big, consistent drifts, but if there's gonna be a car to do it, it's gonna be this one. Now, I have heard that you get more points being closer to the middle of this road than on the wall, so we may have to try them both ways. I'm not sure which one's true, but I have seen online people be like, you get more points if you're closer to the yellow line, which doesn't really make sense to me. You'd think if you're out wider, you'll get more time in drift, which would give you more points, but we're gonna try a nice mix this time, and that's a lot of angle. It holds the angle beautifully, this car. Oh man, but it's not a ton of points, so I feel like our speed might be lacking. I'm definitely redlining 4th gear a lot, but we are pretty easily in mid 180s, dude. First run, we're only 4K off on our first run. That's pretty damn solid. This has to be it. This has to be it. Come on. We're within 1K on our first attempt. It should not be hard. There we go. A lot of angle. Probably need a little more speed. That was full throttle there, though. Really nice entry. Try and get a little more angle at it wherever we can. Nice and wide. Come on. Come on. It's holding the angle nicely. Alignment feels good. Tires feel good, which is crazy because we ended up with 275 rears. Honestly, I thought they'd be fighting me a ton out here. They are feeling good, though. Come on. Come on, out wide. 160 there is not bad. Over the yellow. Dive it in, dive it in, dive it in, dive it in, dive it in. 190! Let's go, boys! There it is! The Toyota Altezza has taken its place as our best car in our garage. Let's slap a livery on this thing, and I'm gonna get you guys a tune code and a livery code as well. All right, guys, and here it is, our final version of our Toyota Altezza. I'm gonna put the tune code on the screen for you guys right now. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to share the livery because of locked vinyl groups, but I'm still super stoked on how it came out. If you guys end up trying the tune, definitely let me know what you think down in the comments below, and while you're down there, check out our social media and our Discord down in the description. As always, guys, if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you watching a ton, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.